Hi Aries, welcome to Higher Source Tarot. I'm so glad you found me. I've been reading tarot cards for about 20 years, so I've learned how to read tarot outside of YouTube. There are certainly some readers that learn it from just watching YouTube, and that can work too. In fact, when I get the time, I'm going to do a video for everyone about how to read all the cards, what they mean and how they interrelate to one another, and how you can tell your story using tarot cards. I always use the Rider-Waite deck, and I like this deck because almost everyone is familiar with the Rider-Waite deck. It's one of the oldest decks in tarot, and even though there are other decks that use the same cards, because sometimes the pictures are so different, it can be hard to interpret them if you're watching and it's just an unfamiliar picture to you. I'm also going to use an oracle deck every time, and this time at the end I'm going to give you a wild offering. I love this deck. The cards are really beautiful, and I just like the universal principles of the wild offering deck. So please like, comment if you have comments or feedback. I know I have a wicked Midwest accent that's probably not going anywhere. You can comment though on it if you so choose. Please subscribe to my channel. I will upload videos every week. Hit the bell notification if you want to know when my new videos are out. I am also a fully licensed therapist, so as I do readings, there may be things that I infuse into the reading that come from my background as a licensed clinician. So enjoy those too. It's kind of like free therapy. I've wondered too, this is another maybe a comment or a question of the month, and you can leave a comment if you think it would be permissible in a therapy session to incorporate tarot. If you have a background in medical billing, and you might know that information, is that billable? I'm going to guess not. But anyway, I'm not going to do any shuffling today. Normally I will, but I had a little bit of an issue with the video that I uploaded before and shuffled all the cards, and the reading was so fabulous I didn't want to take that reading away from you in order to upload a new video. So I just put the cards back in order of how they should be, and they've already been shuffled, so here we go. At least we won't have to watch that this time. Okay, so here's the current energy. We've got the Page of Swords with the Four of Wands here. This is kind of the root nature of the situation, the world, or excuse me, the Wheel of Fortune. We love that. The Devil is another past influence. And then the overarching energy are the Two of Cups. Then here we have the Five of Cups as a current energy. And then you are, this is great for an Aries, here you are. You're the King of Wands, and we already knew that. So here you are coming up in your own reading. And then the other person is the Page of Cups. So I'm seeing already some water signs. I've seen a lot of water in here, actually. Certainly fire, really any of the signs. I see Capricorn. The next card here as another influence that's going to be coming towards you is, I love this one, the World. And then the final outcome is the Empress. Absolutely love this. So the cards that you have are fabulous. I would not trade these. I also, too, when I read, I like you to be able to see the cards. And I'll show them as we go. But I just think there's something about that that's important. I know I personally prefer it. All right, so here we go. So what it looks like here is that you were involved in a long-term relationship that is very, very likely to be on hold right now, broken in some way. So that sword came in and cut the relationship free. So it could even be a marriage. Certainly could be something where you're cohabitating in a long-term commitment, maybe an engagement. I feel like it could be really a marriage, but the Page of Swords, when he comes in, he's immature, but the Swords is often communication. Page of Swords is not a good communicator at all. So it could be a fight that happened where he said things or things were said that were very damaging to the relationship. And the relationship ultimately ended up ending in a breakup, at least for now. But underneath that, things are changing in this relationship. So underneath that we have the Wheel of Fortune, and this is always a good card to have in any reading. It brings you kind of that stroke of luck. It's also a 10, so it's also a sign of a completion of a cycle. So my feeling on this is that you have the completion of this whatever's been going on here is coming to an end. But you are obsessed. Somebody in this is obsessing over the other person. It could be addiction too, but I feel like in this case with the other cards, it's really more about obsession and just way overthinking. So we've got way overthinking and bad communication together. Not a good combination. So somebody's up in their head and may even be doing a little bit of stalking, online spying. You know, be careful if you're using Instagram, because if you're checking somebody's story, they can see that. So if you're all day long getting on there and checking out the person's story, do know that they're seeing that you do that. The overarching energy here, though, with the Two of Cups, this is a soulmate energy. This was a union that was meant to happen. You were meant to be together with these two cards together. And so there could be some karmic things going on here that are being worked out, especially with the Empress. We'll get to that in a minute. But right now, whoever this is just really down in the dumps. They're really depressed. They are not able to see those two cups that are upright behind them. They're looking at the spilled cups. They're also not looking around to see there's movement in that water. Okay, so there's going to be movement forward in this relationship for whoever this is. But, you know, you see the guy is in his long black cape. And back in the 1800s when this deck was created, widows wore black. Widows would wear black for a year. So whoever this is really grieving the loss of this relationship. They're feeling alone and down and, you know, just kind of like having a meeting of the pity committee in their head. So these two have formed a committee and they're having regular meetings, regular committee meetings in your head. And unfortunately, you know, these two are not compatible roommates. So if these two are living rent-free in your head, you got to evict them. They are not good for you. And so this combination will cause this to be stagnant. It will not move forward. Even if you're reading every single book about manifesting and the law of attraction, and after this you're going to get on some other videos on how to manifest love, it's not going to happen if you're doing these. It won't, because you can't. And the other thing about this too is if you're focused on the absence of the relationship and you're focused on all the things that happened in the relationship that were painful, you're going to get that version of that person back. You're not going to get that higher vibrational version until that's who you're in line with, until that's who you're focused on. But good news, you're going to be coming into your own personal power in the King of Wands. And not only is that you, but it's a card of a lot of power. So this is somebody who knows who they are, unlike the Page of Swords here, who has really no idea and is pretty immature. This guy's immature. It's Aries, Leo, Sag. It's fire energy. This person has a lot of ideas and spark. They are a leader, believes in you, pushes you forward. It's just an extremely attractive energy. So this is you. So you're coming into an extremely attractive energy. And this person, the Page of Cups, this is the person that you're dealing with. They're going to bring you an offer. And this is also, too, a manifestation card. So this Page of Cups, it can be an immature offer. You see the little fish in their cup. They're kind of just bringing you this little guy. But it's also about a past ex coming back around. So this could for sure, if you're talking about something that's been broken up, be clearing the air, being taking care of unfinished emotional business. But you're going to be the one in your power here. So if you're worried and you're losing sleep at night, we don't have the nightmare card here, but if you are restless and not sure, I would not be worried about this, because the other energy that's really strongly coming towards you is the World. And I love this card. I look at the background of a lot of your cards, and you have a lot of blue and yellow backgrounds, and that's very good, because those are all about, you know, newness, vitality, invigoration. The gray cards tend to be those dull, bleak cards. We want to have a minimum of those. We do sometimes get them, and that's okay too. It doesn't mean anything is going to happen that's terrible for you. And again, don't live your life by the tarot. This is a guide. It's not for everybody. This reading is not for everybody. But for you that's listening and thinking, this sounds a lot like me, I will tell you, what you are seeking is seeking you. If you feel like this reading makes a lot of sense, then it is for you. So with the World here, this is somebody who's completely free. So see the difference between these two? With this guy, we're in a head-to-toe black cape, really down. This person is completely free. There is no restriction here. This person doesn't even, talk about living outside of the box. This person doesn't have a box. They're not boxed in by anybody. So all of those, overthinking with the swords, this is somebody who's completed a cycle. The phase is ending and a brand new phase is beginning. So it's such a beautiful card. It could also indicate travel in some cases, like you're seeing the world. But in your case, I think this has more to do about you're starting a new chapter. You're going to be starting a new page with this person and moving forward in just a beautiful way. I also, too, I love to see the World with the Empress. I just think those two are a really powerful pair. So with the Empress, so she's a number 3, right? So we've got 2, a union, 1 and 1 becomes 2 and then makes a union, and that's 3. So the two soulmates and their union is 3 together. So again, and then we move into 4, which I love 4s too. Those are a really wonderful number to get in your readings. But anyway, so the Empress is the mother of the tarot. And she's also sitting in her power. She's about being kind, about having unconditional love, about having the best interest of others at heart. So the Empress, around her, you see there's all this new growth. Even her dress is floral and it's beautiful. But you see the trees, there's all this beautiful greenery around her, and her jewels and her stars on her crown. When you have the Empress in a reading, this can also be somebody who encourages the other person to grow in a wonderful, positive direction. So she's very nurturing and loving. She's also surrounded by Venus, the ruler of love. And for those of you that are up on your astrology, you know that Venus is moving into Scorpio. And when Venus moves into Scorpio, a couple things can happen. You can have a very passionate start to love. Sometimes when Venus is in Scorpio and you make a new relationship, it can be very passionate very quickly and then kind of fizzle out. That's possible. The other thing that can happen is it can bring a lot of clarity to a relationship. So in her case, because this is such a loving energy, I don't see it as it's bringing clarity and uncovering lies or deceptions or anything like that. I think it could be somebody who recognizes, you know what, I think I screwed up. I think I had something here that was so beautiful and I just screwed up and I want this back. That could very well be what's going to happen here. She's also, in terms of timelines, she's often spring and summer, but I don't want you to be afraid of that either since it is only October. What I would suggest in terms of manifesting a new beginning, I talked about it a little bit before. If your focus is on all the negative things, when you encounter this person, that's what you're going to get. So what I want you to do is sit down. I have actually a book of positive aspects that I bought from Abraham Hicks. You don't have to have that journal. You can use just a notebook and handwrite. There's something vibrationally important about physically writing. I want you to write a list of all the positive aspects from that relationship, the things that you really loved about that person, the things that you really loved about yourself when you were in the relationship. And I want you to take that and do it on 3 separate pages. And then I want you also to write down, not how am I going to do this, but why do I want this? Excuse me, why do I want this? And that is a really powerful manifestation technique because you can start to actually feel the emotion behind, why do I want this relationship? Because I feel love when I'm in it, because I feel secure, because it was fun, things like that. So, because if you're so pinched off and negative, this thing is not going to go anywhere. And the thing is, people can get restless. You can have a tarot reading like this that's incredibly positive, and when you don't see results, start to become impatient and wonder, why is the universe not bringing this to me? what is meant for you will find you. It absolutely will, but you have to be a vibrational match. You have to be a match to the thing that you're trying to get, or it won't come into your experience. So meditate, find something that you can just give some gentle attention to. It can be even we live in an area where it's starting to get cold and the furnace was running for a little bit today. It can even be the sound of something, an ambient sound like a furnace, and spend 10 minutes just listening to that and clearing your mind. So you've got this, good things are coming. So just to put a little topper on this, just a little nightcap, we've got this lovely, lovely Wild Offering Oracle deck here. Love this, and I'll try to put links below for the cards, just in case you're thinking, you know what, I really like those, and it would be nice just every day to start off with an affirmation. So on this, the one that you have for this month is Direction. I love it. It's such a pretty, beautiful card, and it really goes along well with the Empress, all that floral, and the color scheme's different, but it's so beautiful. Universe, please show me the right action right now. Please bring a sign and a miracle that gives clear direction. May I hear the promptings of my own body, and if for some reason I'm about to head the wrong way, please stop me. Now, I will tell you, the universe will always come in and give you the path of least resistance. It will happen every single time. I forgot one other thing too. In our last reading, I will incorporate this too. I pulled off the next card here, and so if you weren't convinced so far, the next card that would have happened would have been this Three of Pentacles. Again, another three, a card of partnership, union. Sometimes it can be somebody from work. So if yeah, we're coworkers and we broke up, you could definitely be getting back together. So I love your reading. You have very good energy coming towards you. It really could not be any better. And so don't worry, just relax, meditate, clear your mind, get yourself centered, and keep going, and the best things will be brought to you. So I love you. Subscribe to my channel. Give me comments. I will answer them if I can through other videos. And take care until next time.